secret
But
button.
it broke. It broke. We're heading into work, guys. Is this dirty? Oh my god, that needs to be cleaned. That's hella dirty. I'm gonna go to Walmart today to go buy some new picture frames to reframe some of the pictures that I had on the wall, because now that all the painting is done, I'm gonna be designing my wall differently. And I want it to look like out of a magazine, but I don't have those capabilities artistically. So I'm like looking to Google for guidance. I already knew, a friend of mine had already told me years ago that when you hang pictures, don't hang them above eye level. Like I see people put pictures above the door frame. Don't hang pictures all the way up there. Hang them at eye level and put them in different frames so that people can go, the frame can attract the person's eye to go want to see the picture. But I saw some stuff on Google yesterday where they're all in the same color frames, but they're different, like landscape, profile, small, big, whatever. And then they have like a whole block of wall. It was like real interesting. I like what I saw. So I'm gonna go get some frames. I don't know how much I can buy because frames are expensive, especially if you want the good ones. And then I'm gonna have to select pictures that I want to print that's on my hard drive that I can put in these frames. Right guys, so we are heading to Jada's school to go help her out because her car won't start. Joe thinks the battery poles are dirty. We're gonna go give her a jump start. Not having a good day today. I got some devastating news. A very good friend of mine passed away on Thursday on Mommy's birthday and no one called to tell me. It was only she had her husband who suffered a stroke a while back, so he's not in his right mind, and the two granddaughters, one is Joshua's age and the other one's a year younger. My friend Louise was 72 years old. I met her about 15, 16 years ago when Joshua was in the 5th grade. Her granddaughter, as a matter of fact, the oldest granddaughter, her birthday is June 17th and Joshua's June 18th. And in 5th grade, they were gonna go on a camping trip and they had a meeting about it and I went to the meeting. And Louise was laughing because I wasn't about that. I'm not gonna send my kid on no camping trip with just 2 teachers. Oh, hell no. And so, she was glad to get rid of her granddaughter because she was raising them and she needed a break. Their mom, Louise's only daughter, was murdered on July 4th, 1997. I met her 3 years later. And then 2 years after I met her, my Uncle Leslie died on July 4th. And so we bonded over that. Yeah, yesterday was up and down, up and down. You guys know I told you about the death of my friend. And it's really, really weird because I say my friend, but she was all of our friends. Right, Jade?
Yeah.
She was, you want to come say hi real quick? Jada's been in tears all night. Jada's been in tears all morning, but it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, she's going to go hiking with Louis right now. Louis has the day off?
He doesn't go work until like 3. Okay.
Yeah, she's going to go hiking with Louis right now at the nature center, but she's been in tears almost as much as how she was crying when Willow died. And let me tell you.
What I sing.
She's gonna do, okay, so let me tell you a little bit about Louise. I met Louise, I'm trying to remember now because Joshua was in 5th grade, so I think it was 1999 that I met Louise.
All of my little auditions. Like, she's in those videos.
Yeah.
You can hear like, yeah,
she had the raspiest voice.
Yeah.
And she was loud. She was obnoxiously loud. I love people like that because you know what they're about, okay? So Jada got up on stage when you were 3, right, Mommy? Yeah. 4. No, she was 4 because I remember the guy kissed your hand and said, 4 years old, Jada Greenwich. So she met us when Jada was 3. The first audition, okay, this wasn't an audition. This was when Jada got up and did karaoke with Jessica, Louise's granddaughter. And Jada got up there and Jada wanted to do Earl Gotta Die by the Dixie Chicks, but Jessica went and did that, so Jada was PO'd. And so Jada did, Jada, what's the name of the song you did by your mama?
Faith Hill?
Uh-huh.
I Can Feel You Breathe, right?
Yeah, I Can Feel You Breathe. It was Faith Hill, right?
I did do that one? That's when the guy kissed my hand?
Yeah. Yeah, she did I Can Feel You Breathe, Watching Over Me.
Okay.
And, we have videos of that, right, Jada, somewhere.
Yeah.
I have to transfer it from VHS to the computer. But anyways, the next day, because it was a 4-day affair, when they have a fair every year in this town. So the next day, Jada went back and she told Jessica, Jessica, you don't do Earl Gotta Die. I'm gonna do Earl Gotta Die. We're just like all laughing. And that's where it started. After that, every audition that Jada went for, Louise was there. When she went to Norco Corona or whatever and did the fair there, and she was the youngest child, she was only 4. Louise gave her first little costume that we revamped. She was in every audition that Jada had throughout the years. My throat's bothering me. And yeah, she's been that kind of a friend. Your Ride and Die. Have you guys ever heard about Your Ride and Die? She's been your Ride and Die. And so when I first did Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You, well, Whitney Houston's version, because we all know Dolly Parton owns the song and I think she did it best. But I did Whitney Houston version and Louise loved it, and she started this thing where you're gonna sing that at my funeral, okay? You're gonna sing. And I was like, and my mom has a lot of friends that do that to me. They'll say, oh my God, what's the one that they like? A country one that I sing, Broken Wings.
Yeah.
Okay, a lot of people say, you're gonna sing that at my funeral, blah, blah, blah. And so, and I've sung at a lot of funerals, too much to count.
You know, Grandma always wears her sunglasses.
Too much to count. Yeah, Grandma wears her sunglasses when she's crying. And so Louise always tells me, you're gonna sing I Will Always Love You. We talked often. And she was like, girl, I miss you, I'll come see you. But she had to get around by access because she became wheelchair bound because of losing a couple of her toes, stuff like that. And so anyways, I talked to her on March the 4th, the day before. Well, you know, I left at wee hours of the morning, the Friday morning, like around what? We went to the air. We left here like 7 in the evening. So I talked to her during that day. And I was like, Lulu, I'm going to go to Belize because my uncle died, and I'm telling her everything. And she's like, you take care of mom and you tell her to get better because she's going to beat that cancer, blah, blah, blah. And she says, you know, I see Jada every day at the gym, blah, blah, blah. Because she did, right? She went to your gym and went to the pool. Yeah. What did she say?
Just, you look slim, girl. You look good.
And so, anyways, at the end of the conversation, she said, you been practicing my song, girl? You know you have to have that song ready for my funeral. Like, Louise, you're not going to die until Jada has her first big concert or gets her Grammy. You know, and she goes, girl, you know I'm going to live forever, but don't worry. Come back safe and talk to me when you come back. And I never called her when I came back, guys. And I don't regret, you know, I don't regret it because we would go long lengths of time, like a whole month.
My first album, Flossie.
I know. I know. Her first name was Flossie, but she hated it. Flossie. And Jada, oh, my baby's crying again. Oh, baby. My baby cry again. All right, guys, see? They put this. I don't know what it is yet. Hold on, let me take a snapshot. Record? Okay, hold on, please. All right, guys, so this is what they put in the mailbox. It's a bowl that says, enjoy. Pull me. Put gloves on this time. Oh dear, you touched it. But it broke. It broke. It's gonna make a mess, huh? What's at the bottom? Nothing?
Like a rock or something.
A rock?
Yeah, like where that brown thing is right there.
So,
none that I. Oh, there you go.
do we want to touch it to see what it is? You're so brave. What is that? Is that poop?
No.
No?
I don't know what it is. But that's where it's staying.
Does it seem like it's a kid?
You guys got.
You guys saw, right? That's really creepy. For this person to sit there and take the time to stock the Cheerios on the thread and then tie whatever that is to the bottom of it. I still don't know what that is because I wasn't going to touch that, not even with gloves. I was over there telling the officer, don't touch that with your hand. I was talking like his mom. Look, guys, it's hailing. Oh, what's up? This door is dirty. That's
You're gonna mess up your car now. You're gonna put a lot of dents in your car.
Look, Daisy, look at the poop.
I know.
Joshua!
I was about to ask where Dorian.
Look at the hail, guys. This is this angle of the hallway. And Joe just painted that baseboard, so we're gonna have to take that tape off. I wanted to paint these white great things too. This is this hallway We just have 2 mirrors on this wall right here. They come by a pack of 5 for $14, okay? We don't have anything on this wall, but Jada says we're gonna put black and white photos there, right Jada? Just a wall of black and white photos. I have 1 or 2 black and white photos from when you guys were younger. All right.
The boys.
So here's Jada, family. Me and Prime Minister Barrow from Belize. Family. Jory. Joe running out of the ocean in Placencia. Jada as a baby. Me as a baby at the same age. Willow, or Sweet Willow that died in 2014. Fancy that we had to put down in 09. Both beautiful, lovely dogs. Me. Jory, this is a black and white photo. Me and one of the other prime ministers from Belize in the 1980s. So I met 2 prime ministers from our political party.
Mom.
Mario have a place here.
Daddy's calling you ugly.
This is when Jada won prom queen. You like this frame? And wedding photos, family photos. Jada again, she gets covered in spots. Wedding photos. And then here's a photo of the family that we took at my brother's birthday party last year. Mom, dad, everybody involved. And then on this wall, we have 3 of the mirrors that we got in a pack of 5. And yes, this one's this tall because that's Jory's height. And then, this is like our Belize trip.
Where was the box?
So here, Belize trip, me and Joe, when we went to go meet the Prime Minister. Jada put the wedding one here. I like this sepia color in this picture. Jada, of course. Joshua and Jory on the top of the Maya ruins. Jada when she won prom queen. And Jory on the pier. Joshua on the pier. You guys like it? Let's go this angle. So this is my new hallway, guys. This lady right here is Louise. This is Nikki, her granddaughter. Of course, this is Jada. They were at every one of Jada's birthday parties since Jada was about 3 years old. And this is Lulu again. Joe called her Lulu. She loved Joe. She loved me too, but she loved her some Joe. And she loved Jada beyond everything. See how tiny Jada is here? Louise was at this function. My dad, she was at every party. I'm telling you guys. This is where it started. See how small Jada is right here? This is where it started. Louise put her in this. Hey guys, as we come to the end of this day, Tuesday, March 29th, we've had ups and downs all day today. You saw we started off the day with Joe going to meet with a client, and then I ran some errands before I went into work. And when we got back in the middle of the day, we found that stuff in the mailbox. This is getting really, really creepy that we don't know who's doing this. And what did they expect for me to do with the cereal? Eat it? And whatever's tied to the bottom of the cereal, why did they want me to pull that string? It's almost like a perverted old man going, pull my finger, you know? So it's like really, really creepy. So Joe's over there laughing. I'll show you guys what Joe's doing in a minute. I'll turn the camera around. But I just wanted to just talk about my friend Louise for a little bit. I think it was like 8 months or so that I haven't seen her. And it's due to the fact that her husband Ron had a stroke, and sometimes when people have illness and stuff, they don't want you to come around. But she talked to me often, I talked to her often, and she saw Jada every single day at the gym, so she feels like, you know, she saw us. Louise was famous for giving gifts, and the gifts didn't have to be expensive, but they were from the heart. And I have a little thing that she gave me that I'm going to take down and put it on top of my fridge as just, you know, part of my set. Anyways, she was the person who takes hair out of you, electrolysis. I might have it wrong, but she removed hair. She did hair removal. And she was well known in town. She was 72 years old. I think been in this town pretty much all her life. And like I told you, her only daughter was murdered in '97, and she raised her 2 granddaughters. They're like 26 and 25 right now. And of course, she leaves behind Ron, who is not 100% because of the stroke. And I think the reason why it has hurt her heart so badly about Louise is because she's been in our lives since 1999. And when she met me, Jada was 3. Jada was going to be 4 that December. I think we met like August of 1999. And she started suggesting Jada for all these things, talent show, talent competitions. When Jada went to The Voice, she supported her. When she went to America's Got Talent, when she went to America's Most Talented Kid, when she went to the little neighboring towns to be in the talent show to compete, Louise didn't just suggest her and have me sign her up, but she, you know, gave money towards the costume. She gave the costumes. She showed up with her lawn chair. She sat on bleachers. She did everything that a grandmother was supposed to do for this little girl. And even when we had Jade on her birthday is December 27th, she's like, don't celebrate the birthdays, you know, the birthday together with Christmas. Make sure you do it separately. And she would always turn up here at Easter, and she would turn up at Halloween, because I didn't buy a whole bunch of candies on Halloween at Easter because, you know, every one of us have always had a weight problem in here. So I didn't buy this stuff. So she would turn up with like a big Easter egg with stuff inside, and not just candy, but little toys and stuff for Jada. And she didn't turn up this Easter, you know, like normal. And Jada was just gonna ask me, well, have you heard from Louise, because I haven't seen her at the gym in a few days. And then I got the call on yesterday, and it was devastating, because to know she's been gone since last Thursday and no one called. But you know, the granddaughter said, I was devastated. I couldn't call anybody, so I had to wait for my aunt to arrive, and she did all the calling. So Jada's just been, you know, crying off and on all day, because she really looked to Louise as a grandma, and in every sense of the word, she was not her bio grandma, but she was really there to support Jada. Even when Joy used to say they only love Jada because she's got that big crazy hair. Yeah, so let me show you what Joe's doing, okay? Yeah, so Joe's doing the flowers from the pantyhose, and he's making a beautiful bouquet for Sherry Shepherd. Right, Joe?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then look at that, the hail is still out there. Get off this door, Wednesday. Coraline. Hey guys, Wednesday morning. Yay, Wednesday morning. What time is it, George? 7?
Yeah.
Okay, 7 Wednesday morning. I wanted to just insert this really quick before I upload this vlog. I'm having some suspicions as to who I think is doing this stalker type activity. After talking with my Aunt Jenny last night, we've come to the conclusion that it is somebody on my street that's doing it, that it's not somebody through my YouTube, because if I did think it was through my YouTube, I would not be speaking it here at my vlog, okay? So I drew a little map here, a little graph of my street. This is me like right in the middle of the street. And then going west, the next door neighbor, we're on good terms, no problems at all with them. At 5 houses down, there's a big apartment complex. It could be somebody in that apartment complex. Jada did say that she, somebody she knew from high school, not a friend, but somebody she knew from high school, just walked down from the apartments the other day and go, oh, you live here? I didn't know you live here. So I don't think it's him. Next door to us on the east, I'm not 100% sure that I can rule those people out, but we're on friendly enough terms. When they have their parties, we don't call the cops. We say hi and bye. They've got 2 little kids that might be like 12 and 10. I don't think those kids are coming out at night or early in the morning doing stuff like that in my mailbox. I think the mother would have seen, so I don't think it's them. 5 houses that away is to the end of the street. These are all people that, you know, we just pass and wave at, but no interaction, good or bad. Across the street, I just put initials for the people. We're gonna call this guy Tom, and he and his wife, I don't think it's them doing it, because they're the only ones that I've confided in, and they've been friends before. They know that I do YouTube. I've confided in them, and they know that I'm going to the cops. So if they were doing it, they would quit by now, because they'd be scared, because they know the cops are doing drive-bys. This person, we're gonna call her Tiffany, right next door to Tom. She's friendly. We've known her for a long time, since they moved in. Hi and bye. Everybody on the street is hi and bye, because nobody wants to get up in anybody's business. I don't believe anybody on the street knows that I do YouTube, because I've asked Joe not to tell them, because I want to be protected, right? This next door, we're going to call these people Robbie, because one person lived there named Robbie. I don't think it's them, even though years ago Jada cut off friendship with Robbie's sister. Like when they were like 8, they stopped being friends because she said, the little girl said something racist. We figure it came right out of the parents' mouths. And the father, he talks to Joe man to man. They're always out there talking lawn issues, car issues, whatever. So I don't think it's them. They don't have the time. These kids are lazy. They don't have the time for this. And then X marks the spot right next door to them. So across there, I don't want to go with the camera and show, because I've been very careful not to show my street, you know, to any great extent, because I know that people do recognize streets. Like if somebody lives in this town and they recognize the street because they've come down here before to visit a friend or something, they can figure out more or less where I live. So that's the only way anybody can figure out where I live, because I don't show my license plate, I don't show the address, I don't say the town that I live in. I have a PO box in a different town, I have a untraceable Google number. I've been very careful to protect my identity because of this same type of issue. So after talking to my Aunt Jenny last night, and she said it's somebody on your street that's doing it, because who has the time to get in the car and drive at night to come put crap in your mailbox or wee hours of the morning and not get busted? So it's definitely somebody within walking distance, and just go start, you know, what do you call it? Profiling. Start profiling your neighbors. So I'm going to start keeping a record. I suspect it's the guy in the X house, because he's very Norman Bates-ish. He lives with his mom. He's like late 50s. He goes to Jada's gym. Well, that's Jory's gym too. And he wears jeans and cowboy boots, the ones that you go up to your knees with the pointy toes. And he wears a sweatband. I have not seen anybody wear a sweatband since 1980 something, when Olivia Newton-John brought out that song Physical. I'm like, come on already. Several times he's spoken to Joe and asked him how come he didn't get invited to our house when we don't know him like that. And when Joe asked why, he said because we do karaoke. And so Joe says, we don't do karaoke. My wife and my daughter sings, and they're always rehearsing, but we don't do karaoke. And then he goes, oh, well, you know, how come I wasn't invited? And, you know, really not like teasing, really like being serious. And like I said, he lives with his mom. I don't know if he's ever had a girlfriend or a spouse. I don't know if the mom's still alive. I told Joe to, you know, check to see if the mom's still alive, because Joe talks with the guy now and again. And I'm thinking he might be sweet on Jada from a distance, because now Jada's all grown up. And got that from Rugrats. And, you know, he thinks he's doing something sweet. And the stuff on the bottom of the cup, we've come to the conclusion that that's Mexican candy, because it was so goopy and sticky that it didn't come out from the bottom of the cup. That's why it busted when the cop pulled it out. But, you know, aren't my cups so sweet? I mean, people give cops a lot of bad names, and some of them deserve it. But the cops here in this town, I'm telling you, when you go in there, they don't laugh at you. They're serious. They, you know, they really look into what's going on with you. So I didn't feel like I was bugging him to walk in there. He was like, I walked in, I only went there once, and I gave my name. They didn't even copy my driver's license because I didn't have it with me. It was in my gym bag. They copied Joe's, and when we walked in, he goes, Barbara, did they bring you something again? Like, how do you remember my name, dude? So, yeah, that's some type of Mexican candy on the bottom tied to the string. Who has time to string the Cheerios like that on the string? Did you guys notice that? It's like 17 or 18 Cheerios on the string. I didn't pull it because I don't do that pull meat. I don't do that kind of stuff, because next thing you know, I pull that on a plume of anthrax, or what's the other white powder that they poison you with, resin or something like that, comes at me. Oh, hell no. I'm not pulling that. That cop was brave. I'm like, you pulling that? He says, hell yeah, I'm coming up front and pulling that. So I'm going to keep an eye on this guy. Please don't suggest buying surveillance cameras, because I can't afford it. You know, I've checked on them. They're $200 to $300 for a pack of 48. There's not any that you can buy single that will do what I need for it to do. They either just do snapshots, and you can miss the, you know, the right moment when they're not snapping, because they snap when they're in motion. And I really and truly can't afford that right now in my budget. So, because we're so broke, I think we'll like do surveillance on our own, like the cops do in their cars, sit down and take shifts. We might have to take shifts watching the mailbox. So, and everybody's like, why don't you leave a note in there saying this is not cute, blah blah. I don't want to piss this guy off. Whoever's doing this, I don't want to make them angry, and then they come back at me and try to harm me. Right now they think they're being sweet. Just leave it at that. So anyways, let me get breakfast going, and I'll catch you guys on the next vlog. Alright guys, so Jory reminded me, thank you Jory, when the drought happened, the same guy changed his yard from grass to a desert type thing, and he put a lot of rocks. And remember, in the owl, we had a ton of rocks, and I told you guys that I thought somebody just scooped it up from a front yard because it had dirt and leaves in there. And so that's another thing. Plus, when we painted our house, he painted his house right afterwards. You know, and I didn't even think his house needed painting. But it's like, is he following us, Joe? Thank you so much for watching, liking, and subscribing. Please check out my other channels right here to the right of your screen, the cooking channel, the product review channel, and Joe's channel. The links are in the description box.